Hello, John Bloodworth, Gentleman Crafter, back with another adventure in machine embroidery, and this time I've been looking at making merit badges. A lot of you will remember these from your childhood, but with a little bit of creativity they can be brought forward into your adulthood too. Now, for the base itself, there's a fabulous tutorial on the Hatch blog, so I won't go into the base itself. I'll be showing you how to digitize the decoration that I used. I'll leave a link to the blog, both blogs, my blog and the Hatch blog, in the description below the video. Now I'm starting out this project by importing my new 2022 logo. Still got my potato head, but it's got some rainbow stripes on it too. I'm going to zoom in so that I can see one side of the spectacles, and then I'm going to digitize this using the Digitize Blocks tool. I want it to have a fill and be a satin stitch. So I start out by locking my first point with a single left click. Click across from that on the other side, mark the third and fourth points, and then from there you're basically marking the third and fourth points over and over until you get to the end, where you will press enter to lock that in place. Now the Digitize Blocks tool is great because it allows your stitching to follow the curve of the shape, and also the width changes as well, which is not something you can necessarily do with the other tools in the software. So that's why I enjoy using this particular one. Take your time and use the left and right buttons on your mouse. A left click will set a straight corner, so a sharp corner, and the right click will set a curved corner. My screen recording software shows a red circle when I'm left clicking and a yellow circle when I'm right clicking, so you can get an idea of what types of corners I'm plotting where. Now once I've finished going all the way around, I will need to make a couple of changes, and there are a couple of other tools that I would like to use as well. Just while I'm doing that, if you're enjoying this series of videos, this is part 6, there will be 50 by the end of the year, then please remember to give the video a thumbs up. It helps other people see content, and also helps YouTube know that you've enjoyed what you've watched. And of course, do remember to subscribe while you're here as well for notifications of future videos. Okay, I'm at the end of that block, so I press enter to set that in place, and you can see there that the stitching follows the shape. From the Create Layouts toolbox, I'm going to use the Mirror Copy tool so that I can just easily create the second half of that pair of spectacles. Now with the Reshape tool, I'm going to delete one of the points because it's not quite mirrored enough, and I'm getting warning messages about the direction overlapping. That's fine. I'm just going to ignore it. And then I'll delete the artwork picture. I don't need that anymore. And what I might do is play around with the direction of the stitches, because they've been reset based on the fact that the software is having a problem with that central area. So using the Add Stitch Angles tool and Remove Stitch Angles tool, I'm basically plotting out a new series of angles along that path. Just left click at either end. Nothing will happen until I confirm this selection by pressing enter. Now when I do, I get the same error message, so I will go back and try again. This time I'm just doing a few stitch angles and allowing the software to calculate the bits in between so that it can be in control of where things are going. Now it doesn't match on either side, so again I will go in and mirror what's there. I will merge, and I ended up with a couple of straggly bits, so I'll just select and delete those. And there we go, there are my specs digitized. So I would then save those out as an EMB file. I've already done one earlier, so I won't this time round, but that's how you would do that. And then what I would do is go to the design library and my embroidery and choose the blank that I've previously made. This is the Merit patch blank. And then click on New from Selected. So as opposed to opening it, I'm basically using it as a template to create a brand new design that won't overwrite the original. Now I can combine my specs and the patch by choosing Insert Design, finding the specs, clicking Open, or fiddling around with the screen first, then clicking Open. No, more fiddling. Don't know what I'm doing here. Can't remember doing this bit. Anyway, click Open, and there you go. It's basically put the digitized specs into the design. I'll resize it by left clicking and holding down the Shift key on one of the corner nodes, and then just reposition it ready to stitch out. Nothing more to do there really, other than just use the Remove Overlaps option just to punch through any of the dense stitching underneath. There wasn't really any, so I'm fine. Then obviously I would save the design so I can come back to it in the future, and also export it in the format for my brother embroidery machine, which is PES. Now before I do take it over to the machine, I am going to run it through the stitch player just to check the sequence. So I've got the placement line initially, then a very simple tack down stitch, then a second tack down stitch with zigzag on it. Then I've got the main detail in the centre, which is formed of various underlays and overlays. Underlay, overlay. God, that was a cheap joke. And then when we jump colour here, we will go from go onto the black satin stitching around the outside edge, and that will be finished off with a triple run single stitch in the on the inside of that satin stitch. And basically this obviously secures everything together so that you can take your merit badge off your tearaway stabilizer and put it on whatever you want to. So there we go. Nice and simple to create a templated merit badge. And here's a few of the ones that I've done already. I'm planning to do a fair bit more. Thanks for watching. See you again next time.